Part 19. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 188. That's the way it is. Kuei. Shut up, Kodak, go back to the elf ball and sleep. Hong Kong angrily picked up the elf ball and put the Kodak away. How could I meet such an elf? Hong Kong went crazy in front of Yang Yu for a long time. In the end, he slumped down like a mummy, and the right hand holding the elf ball was like a powerless dead tree. Just laugh if you want. Oh, I'm really convinced. Hong Kong lay down on his bed, his eyes empty and gray. Ha 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 ha. Yang Yu can probably feel how Master Ji felt when Zioxia accidentally captured the Kodak in the cartoon. Isn't this Kodak just a joke sent by the long-tailed monster? Quack quack quack. A burst of light flashed in the elf ball. It was still the familiar three silly hairs, the familiar silly eyes, and the familiar head cradling question mark. Kodak Duck ran out again by himself. That's it? It would be fine if Anon could just stay in the pokeball like a sea spiny dragon, but this Kodak will run out on its own. Oops, it makes me so angry. Hong Kong looked at Kodakya sitting on his bed, closed his eyes, and thumped his bed feebly. Kuei. Yang Yuqiang suppressed a smile. He never expected that Hong Kong would capture such an interesting elf, just like he had captured the confused salted fish king. However, no one can escape the law of true fragrance. Isn't the Kodak duck supposed to be very popular with girls? Wouldn't it be more effective if you took it to seduce girls? Seeing Hong Kong's dejected look, Yang Yu could only think of ways to comfort Hong Kong. Hong Kong suddenly turned his head and stared directly at Yang Yu. His empty eyes actually burst out with colorful light. Yang Yu's scalp was numb at the sight. Yeah, why didn't I think of that? Kuei. The duck is confused. Yes, it has always been confused. The Kodak duck is so cute, girls will definitely like it. Although it looks a little dazed, but, it's so cute. Hong Kong suddenly sat up from the bed, slapped his palm hard with his fist and said there was a crisp sound of pop. Yang Yu, tell me, you can actually think of flirting with a girl. Did you hit a crying girl again on November 11? Hong Kong's eyes were burning, and he didn't look like someone who had experienced a huge setback. This was, reborn from the ashes. Yang Yu felt that he shouldn't comfort this guy. Why did he get involved in beating the crying girl again? Do you think I want to hit a crying girl? No, I don't want to at all. Salted Fish King, shut up, I think. It's okay. It's okay, have a good sleep. Yang Yu rolled his eyes angrily, turned around, picked up the quilt and got himself a glass of water. He was thirsty. Did you really hit a crying girl? Tell me now. I'll listen carefully. You can tell me too. When Hong Kong saw Yang Yu's reaction, he knew there must be a story in it. He had already told such a story. Yang Mr. Yu has to tell a story, right? The story is very simple. Yang Yu turned his head and spread his hands. King of salted fish thrust. Salted fish thrust. Noise. Hong Kong was dumbfounded when he saw Yang Yu starting to drink water again and looking like he had finished speaking. It's just gone? What about the process? Why did you cry? Hong Kong couldn't believe it. He felt, Yang Yu was cheating. His stories are so thrilling, with ups and downs, and the final ending is so tear-jerking. The story Yang Yu tells, salted fish stabs, noise. Otherwise, that's it. Yang Yuzhen didn't lie, it was indeed like this. It's as simple as that. Can I still lie to you? Koda, go back to the pokeball, let's sleep. Kuei. A long time. Kodak, you are already a mature elf, it's time to learn to sleep in the elf ball by yourself. Can reach duck. Yang Yu looked at Hong Kong's miserable expression, and finally had to hug Kodak and start sleeping. Quack. The pain in Kodakya's head seemed to be gone, and he finally stretched out his hands with peace of mind, hugged Hong Kong's arm, opened his mouth wide and yawned, then closed his eyes quietly. Zzz. Yang Yu shook his head. Hong Kong's duck is really similar to Xioxia's one in the cartoon. He has headaches and often forgets things. In addition, he can't swim. The three of them simultaneously hinder the water system of the duck. Talent, but makes the talent of superpowers particularly terrifying. If this is the case, will Hong Kong also say it smells so good? Quack 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 quack. Wow, what a cute duck. Can you let me touch it? The next day, Hong Kong indeed took KK Ya to a place with many girls on the university campus. Hong Kong was walking aside, KK Ya followed him in a panic, holding his head next to him, and at the same time, his face was full of excitement. Expression. Just like what Yang Yu said, the duck's swaying short tail is undoubtedly very lethal to girls, and its round, fat and yellow belly. Quack 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 quack. What did the duck see? Each of these people reached out and wanted to do something to it. Kodak Duck quickly held his head and hid behind Hong Kong, hugging Hong Kong's thigh, his little tail trembling. Bah! What? This is the first time Hong Kong has heard the second sound of the Kodak Duck besides croak. Koda Duck, what's wrong? They won't hurt you, Hong Kong comforted him by stroking the three dull hairs on Koda Duck's head. Bah! Gwug 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 what? Kodakya hugged Hong Kong's thigh and shook his head desperately. He raised his head and revealed his pitiful eyes. This greatly shocked Hong Kong's heart. Maybe Kodak isn't petted by girls like some other elves? Although Kodak is dull, as long as he is an elf, he will develop feelings for the trainer bit by bit. Approximately when? Hong Kong thought of the days after catching the duck from the island. Hong Kong's story is actually not finished yet. On the way back that day, I encountered something unexpected. Perhaps, this is the destiny that is destined. Hong Kong smiled, and for some reason large tears began to fall from his eyes that still had some dark circles. Ha ha ha, Kodak, let's go. Hong Kong smiled and picked up the duck behind him. Kodak Duck fluttered several times in Hong Kong's arms in panic. Quack 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 quack. After a few seconds, it became strangely quiet. Quaye. Kodakya still has the same expression of holding his head and saying. But Hong Kong swept away the previous gloom. From today on, you are my second elf, Hong Kong. Quaye. Hong Kong kissed KK Ya's furry head. Hong Kong, how come your eyes and face are so crooked when you smile? It's because you were kissed a lot by the girl, right? Yang Yu teased with a smile. Yang Yu, I'll fight with you. Quaye. The Salted Fish King wants another 1000 likes, soon go and click BA. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 189. Hong Kong, ha ha ha, let me go quickly. I really don't know if it's you who kisses K-Yat or not those girls. Yang Yu, shut up. Quaye. Kodakya touched his hot face and looked blankly at the two people fighting in front of him. Really weird. Yang Yu, have you gone to capture the elves this November? How was your harvest? Hong Kong signaled a truce and sat down to drink some water. It shouldn't be counted as a capture. I've known the second elf since before I came to college. I went to bring him back on November this time. Yang Yu shook his head. In fact, he also wanted to capture a wild elf. Yes, but it seems that the time has not yet come. So good, we knew each other before going to college. Hong Kong's eyes were full of surprise and envy. I also want to have such an elf. Quaye. 3 more black hairs appeared in front of Hong Kong's eyes. Hong Kong. I didn't say anything about you, Kodakya. Quaye. Wenren Fang Chen hasn't come back yet, how about I take you to get to know him first? Take the Koda Duck and the Sea Spinosaurus with you, Yang Yu said, just in time. I'm going to take Day out for a walk. Stupid, another scene appeared in Hong Kong's mind, a pink and fat body, eyes that were almost as stupid as his own duck, the same classic expression of, and a sudden smile on his face like a string that cannot be stretched. Ha 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 ha, Yang you are still laughing at me, how could you catch a slowpoke? Hong Kong felt that his mood suddenly felt much better. It seems like it's nothing to catch a duck by yourself. Didn't Yang capture a slowpoke like him? Kodak vs slowpoke. Let's see who is more stupid. However, Hong Kong did not see the compassion in Yang Yu's eyes. Yang Yu secretly thought to himself at this time, the slowpoke I am talking about is not a slowpoke. It used to be a slowpoke, but now it has evolved into a slowpoke king. Forget it, it's better not to tell Hong Kong this fact now, let him be happy. Let's go, Yang Yu, I'm going to see your slowpoke. I'm going to let my ducka compete with your slowpoke. Hong Kong jumped up from his seat excitedly and patted the camera vigorously. On Yang Yu's shoulders. Quay. Kodak duck tilted his head, what PK? The sunshine on campus is not hot in autumn, and some cool autumn wind blows past the edge of Panchi, bringing bursts of coolness. The carp kings in Pan Pond are still performing their signature splashing jumps non-stop, occasionally splashing larger water splashes, which may even splash on pedestrians passing by. Yeah. 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 There seemed to be some movement near the vegetation not far from the edge of the arena. Walking a little closer, it turns out that there is a golden slowpoke, well, a pink slowpoke king with a golden conch hat is here, twisting his fat waist, seeming to be doing something. Yeah. Dada's eyes lit up. Whoosh. The tail that was stretched into the pool was immediately pulled up by him. Just at the tip of his tail, a dazed and innocent magi carp was flapping around. Whoosh. Teleport. There is a carp king missing from the Panchi for no apparent reason. At the same time, there was a magi carp in the pool in the arena. Cluck K. Cluck K. The carp kings that were caught in a daze all opened their huge eyes, and started splashing and jumping crazily in a circle around the salted fish king. Cluck K. This is the first time the carp kings have seen the salted fish king here. There's no better way to express your inner joy than with a water splash. Huja huji. The little fish was hiding under the tail of the salted fish king. It couldn't bear the big splash caused by the splashing of the carp king. Roar. The salted fish king was in a good mood. Although the arena was large, it actually restricted his freedom. If we want to talk about the happiest days, it was actually when he was beaten in the past few days. Although he is beaten every day, he can fly as high as the sky and jump as wide as the sea. This kind of freedom cannot be felt in this arena. Dede can naturally understand the mood of the salted fish king. However, he can help. These carp kings in the pond are his masterpieces. Stay, salted fish king, here I come. Quay. A big head poked out from the door of the arena. Kodak duck held his head and looked inside curiously, wanting to find out. Let's go, Koda duck, follow us, let's go see the slowpoke who is as stupid as you. Hong Kong smiled and patted Koda duck gently on the back of the head. Quay. The duck followed behind with its flippers step by step. Sudden. Quack 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 quack. What did Kodak see? Boom boom boom, Gyarados. Hong Kong watched Kodak duck holding his head in front of him and turning around in circles, holding his forehead, and then pressed Kodak duck's head with one hand. Even though Kodak duck was still moving with its flippers, it was actually not moving. Not moving at all. Yeah. He turned around blankly. This time it was Hong Kong's turn to be confused. He just pressed Kodak's hand, and he didn't even realize that Kodak had escaped. What did he see? Stay, stay, stay. Why does the slowpoke have a golden hat on its head? Are you going to the shampoo room to get your hair done? He actually even had his hair styled like a rich man's hair. Hong Kong was dumbfounded. Yang Yu, Yang Yu, Yang Yu, you are just stupid. How much did it cost to dye this thing on your head? Yang Yu. Well, if he hadn't witnessed the dull conch cap change from white ordinary to golden legend that day, he would have even thought that he would have to recharge Hearthstone with a few more 388s in the future. Yeah. Quay. Dudu instantly moved in front of this duck. Kodak Duck raised his head when he felt as if he was pressing on his round and elastic belly. Quay. Teleportation. I'm a turtle, Yang Yu, help me. Did I read it right just now? This is teleportation. Hong Kong felt that he was really dazzled. Wasn't he a slowpoke as promised? Why is this slowpoke? Hong Kong suddenly wanted to hold his head and look like a duck with a expression, but he couldn't do it. At this time, Kodakya and Dede stared at each other full of question marks. However, in the past, there would have been no problem with staring like this for a whole day, just to see who had more question marks on his head. Yeah. Dada reached out and touched Kkaya's head. Quay. Dede raised his eyes and glanced at his 3 stupid hairs, and suddenly found, the Dede in front of him had a golden hat on his head. Grrrrrrrrr. The Kodak Duck followed Dedu, and at this time, it was not afraid at all. Yang Yu, didn't you say it was a slowpoke? How could it be a slowpoke, king? Hong Kong breathed heavily, feeling like he needed a shot of cardiotonic. I didn't say slowpoke, I just said slowpoke, King Slowpoke, isn't he also a slowpoke? Quay. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Renhuo Xiangxiao. Chapter 190. Why are there so many Magikarp here? Yang Yu finally found the key point. When the attention attracted by Dudu finally turned to the pool, Yang Yu was shocked. His first reaction. Damn it, the salted fish king has given birth? But this is impossible. They didn't exist yesterday. It's impossible for these Magikarp to disappear overnight, then be born into elf eggs, and finally hatch directly. This process can be done in one go, completed overnight. This is so damn productive. How many can be born in one litter? Grrrrrrrr. As if sensing Yang Yu's doubts, Dede quickly came over on his little feet, followed by the Kodak Duck holding his head. Quay. Yang Yu dismissed the previous messy thoughts in his mind. When he saw Dede coming, he quickly thought of Dede's teleportation. Dada, did you bring these Carp Kings in from outside? Yang Yu asked. Yeah. Nodding blankly. Yang Yu looked at the lively pool venue in front of him. With these Carp Kings, compared with the empty arena last night, there was indeed a lot more vitality. Isn't it a little too deserted here? Yang Yu felt a little guilty. When he stayed at Grandmalin's place, there should be a lot of living space, right? Yeah. Dede continued to nod. Quay. The duck came up from behind with a look on his face, holding his head. Hong Kong slapped himself on the forehead. He had actually thought about letting his Kodak Duck vs Yang Yu's dumbfounded. Well, if there was a competition between dumbfounded, it should be the duck that won. Then let's surf in the pool. Yang Yu thought of a good idea and clapped his hands red. It's such a happy decision. Quay. Surfing? What kind of surfing? Hong Kong, who had the same expression as the duck, appeared in front of Yang Yu, causing Yang Yu's eyes to wander back and forth between the duck and Hong Kong. A appeared on the head of the Kodak Duck on the left, and A appeared on the head of Hong Kong on the right. Then Hong Kong and Kodak Duck looked at each other in sync. Katia, can you stop looking at me like this? When Hong Kong looked directly at the expression on Kodaya's face, he felt that his IQ began to plummet, and a feeling of wanting to cry without tears came over him again. Hard. Quay. Boom 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 boom. The land area in the other half of the arena slowly sank in after Yang Yu turned on the pool area switch. Then, the water in the pool area on the right gradually poured into the sunken area on the left. At the same time, the reserve water of the arena also flowed into the pool through pipes. Soon, the size of the originally half-open pool doubled. Cluck K. Cluck K. The group of carp kings quickly jumped along the current and came to the other side. Stay, Salty Fish King, the field should be barely enough for now, let's get started. Yang Yu clenched his left fist, took a step forward with his right foot. Yeah. Dede did the same thing as Yang Yu, clenching his left hand and stepping out with his right foot. Quay, Kodakya held his head blankly. Hong Kong looked at KK's expression and suddenly felt heartbroken and wanted to hold his head. Salted Fish King, use moves, serve. Roar. In Hong Kong's eyes, which were bigger than a duck's eyes, a wall of water suddenly formed in the pool area. Go, 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 serve. Isn't this a legendary move that is very difficult to learn among water moves? When did he learn how to be the Salted Fish King? Oh my god, Hong Kong subconsciously held his head in his hands and looked at the scene in front of him in great surprise. Quack, Kodak jumped up at the side. Cluck K. Cluck K. The scene that Yang Yu imagined before still appeared, but the effect is not important. What is important is that if this can bring happiness to the Salted Fish King. Ho 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 ho. So what if the picture is too beautiful? Cluck K. The Salted Fish King swam happily and quickly in front of the huge wave. On the huge wave behind him, several red king carp were actually splashing on it. The king carp rolling on the wave didn't know what this meant. What, just? They've never had such a fun splash. Ho 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 ho. Of course, the Salted Fish King will never forget to take care of a certain little fish, but the swimming speed of this little fish is really extraordinary, and even seems to be keeping pace with the speed of the Salted Fish King. Huja huji. But don't forget that Xiao Xiao dared to use impact to impact solid containers while he was still in the research center. The power of impact is completely related to speed. Rush the duck. We are the most handsome boys. Cluck K. The carp kings felt the towering waves on the waves. At the same time, there seemed to be an incredible call in the rolling waves. Ka. The Salted Fish King quickly swam to the edge of the pool, but it seems like this is my first time surfing in a pool, so I don't have much experience yet. The Salted Fish King protected the little fish by his side, and soon, the waves came up behind him. The carp kings on the wave looked bewildered as they looked further and further away from the king staying on the edge of the pool. Maybe they don't seem to realize. I got into a black car that couldn't stop. Snapped. Bang bang. Snapped. One after another, Magi carp followed the aftermath of the huge wave and crashed into the stands of the arena. Even the collision is quite rhythmic. Cluck K. Ka. Cluck K. These Magi carp kings felt like they had nothing to do. They were like fish washed up on the beach by the waves at the seaside, jumping around on the arena land one by one. So fun. Again. I could play it 3,000 times. 3,000 times are not enough. He patted his head blankly, and then originally wanted to use his hat like a basket to carry the Magi carp, but it seemed that these Magi carp were relatively big, much bigger than the small fish. Then, pick one up and put it back in the pool. Pick up the second one and put it back in the pool. Pick up the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one. Cluck K. These Magi carp kings gratefully looked at Dudley, who helped them return to their king at the edge of the pool, and expressed their gratitude by splashing with water. Ho ho ho. Yeah. Dumbfoundedly, he hugged the Salted Fish King, who lowered his head. You can still play like this. Hong Kong saw such an incredible scene for the first time, it's incredible. Quack. Hong Kong turned his head and found that he was actually holding his head, and more importantly, he was actually doing the same thing as the Kodak duck. Ah, Kodak, why are you holding your head all the time? Quay. Pai's book The Game of Raising Elf is a very emotional book. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huo Chiang Shao. Chapter 191. Cluck K. Huge waves rise in the arena again and again, and Magikarp on the big waves becomes more and more playful every time. If you follow the shooting method of special effects blockbusters and add some holy light special effects to Magikarp, there will be a sense of fighting against the strong wind and huge waves and welcoming the hope of dawn. Warrior Effect. Snapped. Huge waves crashed on the shore, and the warriors failed to land. They lay on the ground and jumped excitedly while making strange sounds of kalu-kalu. What should I do if I suddenly feel a little funny? Hong Kong was inexplicably moved. Ha ha ha, I want to play, but your clothes are not good enough. If you really want to play, go to the elf supermarket in the afternoon to buy swimming equipment, Yang Yu said with a smile. Speaking of equipment, I kind of miss surfboards and surfing clothes. Surfboard? So cool, Hong Kong looked a little excited after hearing this. When we were in high school, our teacher taught us that if we want elves to learn to surf, the trainers had better follow suit, because in this way, the little elves can learn to surf. Elves learn to surf faster, and it also promotes friendship between trainer and elf. Yang Yu, have you learned surfing from your salted fish king since you were 11? This is so cool. Hong Kong looked at the huge wave rising again in the pool in front of him, and his heart was surging. In the future, I want my little elf to learn how to surf. Quack. Kodakya came to Hong Kong holding his head. The expression on his face is actually full of fascinating confidence. Hong Kong. Koda, although I like you very much, please don't come out and cause trouble at this time. It will ruin the atmosphere. Can you please let me pretend to be awesome? Quay. Swimming goggles, swimming trunks, swimming cap, and a children's life buoy. Don't ask what you bought this children's life buoy for. Looking at this chubby little Kodak with its little tail twisted and holding its head, looking confused and asking questions, it has a child's life buoy of the right size stuck on it. Life buoy. That explains everything. This is also a limited edition children's life buoy. Quay. Up to duck feel duck power. The duck power can also be felt with the duck life buoy. Because the Kodak duck seems a little fat. Kodak duck doesn't even use his hands, he can hold his head with both hands. This Kodak duck children's life buoy is like a customized one. Even the boss who sells swimming rings wants to take a photo of the duck wearing a swimming ring and use it as a special model promotional photo. Oh my god, how can there be such a cute Kodak? Wow, the Kodak duck is wearing a swimming ring. It's actually a Kodak duck style swimming ring, it's so cute. I suck. I want to suck the duck. Quick, quick, take pictures. This is really an angel from our University of Electronic Science and Technology of China. Along the way, Yang Yu and Hong Kong wanted to cover their faces and quickly quickened their pace. Quack 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 quack. The duck is not slow either. Although the swimming ring is stuck on its belly, it does not affect its fins at all. It's so cute, my heart, this little tail. Are you going to the swimming pool to swim? I want to go back to the dormitory to get my swimsuit. Go, 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 whose Kodak is this? I really want to get to know him. Hey, look, one of the two boys looks familiar. It seems to be Yang Yu. Yang Yu heard the discussion behind him and walked away quickly, not daring to look back. It was none of his business. This Kodak duck didn't belong to him, Yang Yu, but to Hong Kong. Hey, it seems like it's really Yang Yu. Is this Kodak really his elf? Sisters, I thought about it. I suddenly realized that Yang Yu is so bad. Come on, tell me, what's wrong? Could he just use Gyarados to beat our girl to tears? Then why did he raise a Kodak? Of course it was to comfort us. You see, when we were crying, a cute duck can the reachable duck appear in front of us, so that we can heal our inner wounds and take advantage of it. Oh. So that's it? A few girls' meaningful laughter came from somewhere in the campus. When Yang Yu heard the laughter behind him, his scalp went numb. This duck is really not mine. Quay. The road from the school gate to the arena is actually not that far, but Yang Yu and Hong Kong feel like a whole century has passed. It's too scary. Yang Yu was still frightened. Who are these people? It's so scary to think about it. Yeah, I never thought girls would be so gossipy before. My god. Hong Kong wiped the sweat from his forehead, but then again, Yang Yu, your second elf is Dudu. If they want to comfort the crying girls, they can just stay there. Hey, Yang Yu, what do you want to do? Hong Kong felt two cold and sharp eyes coming from his side. Don't talk about beating the crying girl for now, Hong Kong. If you want to comfort you, I'll let Dede beat you until you cry, and let King Salted Fish comfort you, Yang Yu shouted loudly. Yeah. Quay. Dede and Koda Duck, who were wearing Koda Duck swimming rings, looked at the duo who were starting to fight again, and then winked at each other with the same question mark. Yeah. Dede got into the water first and asked Kodak to come down with him. Quack. The duck's short webbed feet missed the point by the pool, and then... Goo 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 goo. Kodak Duck fell headlong into the water, and the entire Kodak Duck swimming circle turned over, including Kodak Duck itself. The round butt, tail, and flippers were exposed above, and the upper body was underwater instead. The flippers kept struggling, trying to turn themselves over, but... Yalishan is so big. This swimming ring just happened to be stuck on the belly of the duck, and it couldn't fall off, and it was difficult to pull it out. This is so humming embarrassing. Fortunately, Dede is by my side. Dede stretched out his hand to help the poor little guy turn in a circle, so that the three stupid hairs of the duck were exposed on the water, and then helped move the swimming ring so that the swimming ring would not turn over so easily. Quack. Kodak shook his head, feeling that life was difficult. Grrrrrrrr. Sitting blankly on the exclusive seal seat on Salted Fish King, he hugged him tightly, and then reminded Kodak that the next round of surfing was about to begin. Quay. The Kodak Duck is sitting in his own Kodak Duck-shaped children's swimming circle, holding his head and asking questions. Just behind. The big wave is coming. Cluck, K. The Carp Kings are still so energetic and keep jumping on the rising waves. But among this group of Magi Carp, there's a yellow duck in the mix. Quack 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 quack. Without any precautions, it, unexpectedly hit the wave for no apparent reason. Julian VIP Supreme Seats. Ho ho ho. Yeah. The Kodak Duck is on the wave, and on its head, the three dull hairs soaked and bent by the water slowly make three big. Who I am? Where am I? What am I doing? Quack quack. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 192. If an entertainment project is developed in an arena, can it be charged? Principal Jin Xiaodong looked at the text message sent by Yang Yu with a confused look on his face. Although the principal is very busy every day, all kinds of work must be coordinated with each other, and sometimes he has to travel, but he still gives top priority to the elite alliance in the school and some key students. Students are an important cornerstone of the university, not to mention that these people will move into the wider elven world in the future and become even better top trainers. What kind of entertainment? Principal Jin Xiaodong touched his head, which was already starting to become bald. He felt so sad. Could he finish the sentence in one go? Isn't this an appetizer? Who did? Let's go to the arena and have a look. Yang Yu, why don't you tell me that Wenren Fangchen hasn't come back yet? He didn't even go to class this morning. Hong Kun was puzzled. I sent a message to ask, but there was no reply. I guess he should catch new elves somewhere. Yang Yu also had some worries in his heart, but soon, this worry disappeared. After all, Wenren Fangchen's family has the super powerful Miss Lip and the old man's terrifying fossil pterosaur. Thinking again, there was a person named Wenren Yunhai during the last military training. Wenren's background was beyond Yang Yu's ability to guess. However, Wenren Fangchen must be in a safe place. By the way, before November, he seemed to have said that he wanted to capture Casey. I don't know if he has been successful now. Hong Kong nodded. He was also very concerned. He first thought that Wenren Fangchen was their roommate, and then later thinking of the celebrity Fangchen's own family. It shouldn't be a big problem. It's impossible to catch a duck like you, right? Yang Yu teased with a smile. Yang Yu, Hong Kong choked suddenly, and his eyes immediately stared fiercely. Believe it or not, I want to cultivate the Kodak duck into, let alone beat you, at least I want to become the strongest Kodak duck in the elf world. Duck. Quay. The Kodak ran out of the pokeball again. Hong Kong. Kodakya, can you please stop showing up when I'm showing off? Hong Kong was going crazy. Can you let me happily set up a flag? Quay. Kodak duck looked at Hong Kong with his head in his hands and didn't know why. Yang Yu burst into tears with laughter. Believe it, of course I believe it, you are the duck god. Yang Yu, shut up. Have all the pools in the arena been opened? Principal Jin Xiaodong stood at the entrance and nodded thoughtfully. But strangely, some inexplicable red figures suddenly flashed in front of his eyes. Damn it, where did Magikarp come from? No, why is there a fat pink elf lying behind Yang Yu's salted fish king? Wait, why is there a golden hat? Another very incredible scene appeared in front of Principal Jin Xiaodong. This is, what a shameless operation. The dumb one actually straightened his golden hat, then sat upright firmly, his little hand pointing forward as if giving some instructions. Hua 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 hua. Go, serve. Principal Jin Xiaodong was so shocked that a whole fist could fit into his mouth. The huge waves formed in the pool. It gave the principal a huge impact. Did Salty Fish King learn to surf? How is this possible? Where did he learn the surfing moves? If there is a learning machine for surfing moves in the Elf League, basically, it is definitely reserved by the big boss inside. How could it be Yang Yu's turn to buy it? Isn't it shown in Yang Yu's school information that there is only one younger sister in the family? Is there any secret? Principal Jin Xiaodong took a breath. It seems that there are unknown forces behind the student. The principal's thoughtful eyes suddenly flashed brightly. It's very possible. Then everything has a reasonable explanation. Otherwise, how could Yang Yu be able to cultivate a Magikarp into a Gyarados so early, and it would be much more ferocious than an ordinary Gyarados? The power that Dragon's Fury brought to him was still fresh in his memory. Not to mention the rarer and more incredible surfing trick in front of you. As for why Yang Yu chose Elf University of Electronic Science and Technology, the principal didn't want to think about it that much. Maybe it was the intention of the forces behind Yang Yu. In short, this is a mutually beneficial and win-win situation. In fact, Principal Jin Xiaodong may even feel that he needs to take advantage. Because of the national elf competition, if a student can get a good ranking, it is also a good result for the principal. Yang Yu didn't know that he just wanted to apply to the principal to start a side job, that is, in addition to the training class and a surfing project in the arena to generate additional income, but the result was that the principal couldn't control the force. Brainstorming. Even Yang Yu's image has grown taller in the principal's mind. Look. With such a great background, he didn't say a word. Look, Yang Yu doesn't bully others at all, and he is so polite and polite. He is a good student. What? Some people say that Yang Yu is using his power to bully others when he hits a crying girl. What's wrong with beating girls who cry? Look, how many girls out there are willing to be beaten to tears by Yang Yu? If you sign up, I guarantee that you will be able to queue up to the teaching building. The principal looked at the surfing Gyarados in front of him, then at the newly purchased training equipment, and secretly sighed. Groove. Kuei. Principal Jin Xiaodong was suddenly startled and tilted his head. Why did a duck with only 3 stupid hairs on its head appear? Does this mean I'm bald? The principal quickly touched his hair. He must not be like a duck with only 3 stupid hairs. Principal, why are you here? Yang Yu and Hong Kong were a little surprised. Kuei. Hong Kong quickly stepped forward and took Koda Duck away from the principal. He always felt that the principal seemed to be staring at the 3 stupid hairs on Koda Duck's head with some conspiracy. No, it looked uncertain. Yang Yu, and Hong Kong. It's nothing, I just came to see the project you mentioned. Principal Jin Xiaodong still had the same smile on his face. After thinking through many things, he felt that things were much simpler. Agree. All agreed. As long as it doesn't affect the order of normal teaching, or even affects it a little, it doesn't matter, everything is given the green light. I think there is no problem with the project. The main issue is safety. If you need safety protection, you can find students who are professional in this area in the school. Forget it, I will help you and talk to the teacher in this area and ask the teacher to send students to help. The principal said magnanimously. Yang Yu was suddenly so touched. The principal was so considerate and really cared about the students. He put safety issues first. Yang Yu, that stupid beast of yours with a golden hat on its head is. Principal, that's King Slow. What? King. The principal felt that he needed some medicine at this time, like a quick-acting Juxin pill. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Renhuo Xiangxiao. Chapter 193. Lao Cao, have you heard? There is a new surfing activity in the arena. The first week after the National Day holiday is half price, and it only costs 2 yuan a time. Jia Dong, what kind of surfing activity is this? There is a pool in the arena which is nice, but how can we surf here? Cao Yi, a freshman, asked doubtfully. You'll find out if you go and see it. The surfing time is from 5 to 6 o'clock in the afternoon. There is 1 hour, Chen Jiadong glanced at the time and said, hurry up and go. This activity was initiated by Yang Yu. If you go late, you won't be able to wait in line. Let's go have a look and join in the fun, Cao Yi readily accepted. When Chen Jiadong and Cao Yi came to the arena, they were both deeply shocked by the scene in front of them. I just came back from the National Day, and Yang Yu can go on campus hot searches again. There must be, how many people? From the entrance of the arena, how many people must be waiting in line? Wait, why are there so many girls taking pictures with their mobile phones? So cute, so cute. Ah, come to me, can I give you money? Ah, I really want to touch it, I really want to touch it. Cao Yi looked at such a long queue and felt a little desperate. Do you have to queue here for an hour? However, there seemed to be some movement in front. Old Cao, there are so many people, can you get in line? Let's go to the front first to see what's going on in front. There are so many people surrounding the queue. Chen Jiadong heard that the girls in front were so soft and sweet. The sound made my heart itch. Let's go and have a look, Cao Yi nodded. The two of them stood on tiptoes outside the crowd with great difficulty, but it was still difficult to see clearly what was going on inside. On the contrary, the girls' voices became more and more seductive. Finally, the hard work paid off. Cao Yi and Chen Jiadong took advantage of the movement of the crowd and came to the front row. Kuei. This is up to duck. This is not an ordinary reachable duck, this is a reachable duck with a reachable duck-shaped children's swimming ring. At the same time. Damn it, why can this duck reach the back of its hands? There is actually an Alipay and a WeChat payment QR code. What's even more outrageous is that this Kodak looks over with its head in confusion, its dull, aggrieved eyes, making you feel like you owe it money. There seemed to be a huge voice roaring in my mind. Send money to Kodakya now. What? Sexy as a duck, you can collect money online and use WeChat and Alipay. Damn, it's so cute. Cao Yi felt like he was trying to take out his mobile phone to send money to Kodakya. This, he couldn't control his hands at all. Why didn't I think of catching a duck to be my elf? Chen Jiadong's words expressed the thoughts of many boys present. This is so cute that it makes you laugh. Chen Jiadong feels that the world has opened a new door for him. Kodak, look here, I'll scan the code for you, can you take a look at me? I want it too. At this moment, a pink figure appeared. It's him. Dumb. An even more unbelievable thing happened. What was this golden thing in this stupid hand? Cash payment, 2 elf coins / time. Chen Jiadong felt that his brain was a little short of energy. This slow beast in front of him, is it real? It's not that slowpoke are all dull-witted. They only think about the question who am I every day, and then quietly fish with their tails by the river. How can you be so smart? This unscientific. What's even more unscientific is yet to come. This slowpoke, after collecting a $5 elf note in his own cash basin, he actually reached out and took out 3 $1 elf coins, and he even gave change. Yes, there will be change. Hum. The crowd who saw the scene were all shocked. A slowpoke that could change money actually appeared in the school. Yashao, this slowpoke has become a spirit. It's so amazing, he didn't even let go of the cash. Chen Jiadong's eyes were blank and he touched his empty pocket with only a mobile phone. Old Cao, do you have any cash? What age is this? We all pay with mobile phones, and I don't have cash. Cao Yi swallowed, and he suddenly wanted to withdraw money. Slowpoke, here, I have $2 here. A young lady finally took out 2 coins from her bag and shouted excitedly in the queue. In an instant, the entire team cast countless envious, jealous, and hateful looks. When the little sister put 2 coins into the slowpoke's basin, the little sister felt that she was the happiest and shining person in the team. Those who cast their gaze, one by one, they began to regret. Why don't I have any change with me? Why? No matter whether it is a little brother or a little sister, at this moment, no one can resist the charm of a slowpoke that can collect money and give change, because this completely overturns their normal understanding of slowpoke. But they didn't know that the slowpoke in front of them, who was holding a golden basin and collecting money, was secretly a real slow king. The little golden money collecting jar he is holding in his hand is exactly his conch cap. When Yang Yu put a cash payment, 2 elf coins / time sign on the stupid little jar, the golden conch cap was a protest. How could they treat such an extremely noble pure golden conch like this? Cap. This is disrespectful to it. Even if my golden conch hat is, or something like that today, I will never charge you a penny. The golden conch cap kept protesting until 2 elf coins were put into it and it made a clear and sweet sound of ding, dong, 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 dong. So delicious. Such a pleasant sound made this golden conch hat extremely satisfied. What it had just said before was not important. What was important was, just invest your little money into me and come in. Come to the forward bowl quickly. At this time, the principal looked at the two elves collecting money outside silently, feeling a headache coming from time to time. He felt that he needed 2 pills at this time, oh no, at least 3 quick-acting heart-saving pills. Hey, you are the Slow King, can you look a little like the Slow King? How can you come out with your king's hat to collect money? The principal didn't know. As early as in Ocean Park, this Slow King had the experience of collecting money. At that time, King Slowpoke was still just a Slowpoke. The Salted Fish King was performing in the pool, and he was selling water guns while collecting a small amount of money. This kind of friendship will not forget that beautiful and interesting time because of evolution. Perhaps, this is the simplest happiness between the Salted Fish King and the Slow King, right? I, the Salted Fish King, am performing my art. I, Day, charge a small amount of money. Quay. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Chiang Shao. Chapter 194. Nidana, as soon as I received the news, I made a phone call and asked someone to buy a water roller and send it to the school. You must experience surfing. If I guessed correctly, Yang Yu the Gyarados must have learned the legendary move of surfing. Zhang Yuxuan's eyes were full of excitement. The water roller she asked for was already beside her, and Nidana got into it. Nida. Nidana was in tears again in this transparent roller. Ever since her master was beaten to tears last time, woo, little Nana's good life has become so miserable. Although the scary Gyarados is not scary, where did this water roller come from? I don't want to go. Nidana, don't worry. Look, there are so many friends over there with you, and surfing is fun, Zhang Yuxuan comforted her. Please invite the first batch of surfing elves to enter the pool. Water elves have priority. Non-water elves please line up in order and go to Hunkin to get the life buoy. Large non-water elves will not be accepted for the time being. Yang Yu is directing here. It is so difficult to start a business. Even if there is a good project, it is still very difficult. If there were not school security personnel here to help maintain order, Yang Yu really feels that it is not easy to do such a thing. Yang Yu was shocked when he saw the Nidana loaded into the water roller. Where did the owner of Nidana, Zhang Yuxuan, buy such a high-end prop? It is completely more practical than a swimming ring. Grade. Talent. He originally wanted to make a profit by renting a swimming ring, but he was instantly educated by this water roller prop. Zhang Yuxuan, where can I buy props like Nidana? Zhang Yuxuan felt that happiness came too suddenly. Yang Yu actually talked to her. You know, this seems to be the first time Yang Yu has spoken to her except during the training class. Do you, me, still need it? I can call you if you need it. It's great, it's so needed, this kind of prop is really useful, Yang Yu said very seriously. How many are needed? Are 20 enough? It seems that there are larger ones for sale, and there are also water rollers that can hold the size of the long stone. Zhang Yuxuan excitedly picked up the phone and was about to make a call. Just at this time. Hua. The big wave is coming. The water elf on the edge of the pool and the particularly conspicuous plastic roller on the water are like a warm-up before riding a roller coaster, rising little by little with the huge waves. Nidana watched helplessly in the water roller as her master was talking and laughing with the terrifying man with Gyarados below. Nida. Nidana started running in panic in the roller, but this was a roller. Unless she escaped from the exits on both sides, but now, on the high waves, could she escape? Ninini. Nidana looked at the excited water elves around her and was dumbfounded. She felt as if she was among a group of devils. Aren't you afraid of such high waves? Wow! Salty Fish King is still at the front of the wave, but he has had many experiences of controlling surfing waves before. This time, the subsequent power of surfing is much smaller. Even so, the students lining up on the side were shocked to see the moves forming in the pool and coming in force, especially those students standing directly in front of the huge wave. This powerful wave hit them head on. Still made them feel heart palpitations. Is this surfing? Terrible. A legendary move that is extremely difficult to learn among water-based moves. Yang Yu's Gyarados actually learned it. Some people in the Elite League must be restless now. This is surfing. I remember someone in my senior year said he wanted to learn surfing, but there was no sign of a move learning machine. Ordinary students had no way to do it. Get exposed to this move. Is surfing so difficult to learn? First, there are few opportunities to learn surfing moves. Secondly, there are few elves who can teach surfing moves. Thirdly, it is not common for trainers to have elves who know surfing moves. Fourthly, even if you see them, why should they teach you? Thirdly, 5, even if others agree to teach you, your elf may not be able to learn it. The surrounding students heard a senior's explanation and nodded in agreement. At this time, the first wave of surfing experience has ended, and the time is estimated to be less than 20 seconds. From the formation of the huge wave to the final calm of the pool, it feels like it has passed in the blink of an eye. Nidana lay in the water roller with lingering fear, holding her chest with her forelimbs, feeling that if she didn't cover her little heart, it would jump out. She felt like she had experienced an entire century. However, for some reason, the thought of playing again popped up in her passionate mind again and again. Oh my God! Did she just step on a wave? Wow, my God, Nana is so awesome. Neato, neato neato. I didn't expect surfing to be so fun. Nana really wants to play again. Nidana excitedly waited expectantly in the water roller for her master to arrive and take her to the starting point of surfing, but Nidana has been waiting for a long time, but the master still hasn't come. The other elves were all picked up by their own owners. Nana's owner didn't come to pick her up. She was crying. Nidana looked in the direction of her master. Master, if you don't come to pick me up, you will lose your lovely baby Nana. However, nothing happened. Nana, you have to be self-reliant. Since the master doesn't come to pick you up, you have to return to the master obediently. Nidana gritted her teeth and stepped on the water roller on the water to roll in the direction of Zhang Yuxuan and Yang Yu. Just when Nidana was about to roll to Zhang Yuxuan, the Salted Fish King took the lead in charging again, so this also meant, the second wave of surfing was coming. Nidana in the roller raised her head and looked at the oncoming huge waves, and couldn't help but ask 3 questions. Nidana? Zhang Yuxuan, I have to thank you for your help. I never thought there would be such a good idea. You will be exempted from surfing in the next session today. Yang Yu waved his hand. The second wave of elves, it's time to go. Thank you so much. It's amazing to be able to learn how to surf. Zhang Yuxuan admired her sincerely. She had participated in the provincial elf gorgeous contest before, and she knew a lot about the gorgeous moves. Surfing is one of those magical moves that is both beautiful and powerful. To be able to learn to surf, is simply amazing. I learned how to surf, but the first thing I thought of was not to play elf battle, but to have some kind of surfing experience. How come Yang Yu's brain circuit is so strange? Almost exactly like the principal's expression, Kang Hanan, vice president of the Elite Alliance, also looked confused. Hey, the Elite League is probably going to be lively now. Kang Hanan shook his head with a half-smile. But just based on those people? Tisk. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huo Chiang Xiao. Chapter 195. When Nidana came down from the roller, her steps were frivolous, as if she had drunk fake wine, and she felt as if her whole body was about to ascend to heaven. Good thing Zhang Yuxuan hasn't forgotten to take her out of the roller. Nidana cried after feeling that familiar warm embrace. Nana, why are you crying? Oh, my clothes. Zhang Yuxuan only felt a moist feeling in her arms soaked by warm tears. Nidana had so much fun surfing for the first time. Didn't she find it so fun that she didn't want to leave? Yang Yu was in a very good mood. With Zhang Yuxuan's help, the surfing props didn't come too easily. Zhang Yuxuan's attitude was a little different. From the girl who was beaten to tears to the useful girl who was beaten to tears. However, Nidana in Zhang Yuxuan's arms stared at Yang Yu with tears in her eyes. Can you say something humane? Nana, it's easy, Nana. Okay, don't cry Nana, do you think surfing is fun? Zhang Yuxuan comforted her softly. Nidana shook her head vigorously. Not fun at all. Then we won't come next time, okay? Nidana raised her head suddenly, her eyes full of shock. No, according to Master's usual style after being beaten and crying, even if she shakes her head, Master will still try his best to bring her here. Why did it suddenly change today? Nidana started shaking her head violently again. Nana, do you want to come or not? Zhang Yuxuan's eyes flashed with a hint of cunning, but her smile was still sweet. Nidana is autistic. Woohoo, bullying Nana again. Yang Yu smiled and shook his head. This Nidana is also quite interesting. She says no, but her body is very honest. How to describe that idiom? The ironclad Nidana? East District, the School Elite Alliance headquarters, a temporary conference room. Does everyone know the news? At this time, the person supporting the rostrum with both hands looked a little serious and dignified. Yan Zhenji, a senior student, is the director of the personnel department of the School Elite Alliance. Minister Yan, we all know. A loud sound came from the conference room, but under the control of some super-powered elves, the sound did not spread outside. There are quite a few people in the temporary conference room. This afternoon, in the school arena, the freshman named Yang Yu opened a so-called surfing gym. Yan Zhenji glanced at everyone present, especially at the words freshman emphasized. The surfing gym costs 2 yuan a time, and he lets his Gyarados use extremely rare surfing moves in the water system to play there. This is surfing, not a water gun. Yan Zhenji had some pain on his face and clenched his fists at the same time. How can such a strategically critical move be used to build such an overqualified surfing gym? Isn't this a loss for our elite alliance? Minister Yan is right. I completely agree with what Minister Yan said, this is a waste. The officers in the audience and several ministers and deputy ministers of other departments nodded. With such a powerful move, if you don't help our elite alliance improve its strength, you don't want to contribute in the national elite trainer competition. If all of us here, the little elves, learn to surf, then wouldn't we, the Hangcheng Elf University of Electronic Science and Technology, rise to prominence? Yan Zhenji nodded happily. Everyone present reacted enthusiastically. Just in time to strike while the iron is hot, Yan Zhenji coughed lightly and signaled everyone present to quiet down. Everyone, we should change Yang Yu's incorrect thinking and let him make more contributions to our elite league instead of using surfing to build some meaningless surfing gym. What's the purpose of opening a surfing gym and training classes? Isn't it just to make money? If you want money, we can give it to you. We can pay Yang a lot of money and ask him to help our little elf teach surfing. No, he can not only make money, but also contribute to the school, and everyone's strength can also be improved. This is a multi-purpose thing. That's right. Support Minister Yan Zhenji. That's it. The members below were very excited, and some even flushed. They were deeply proud and happy to be able to hold such a meeting. Surf. This is a legendary move that is extremely rare in the entire Elf Alliance. If any elf in the training family masters surfing, They will all be famous bosses. They began to imagine that if their little elf learned to surf, even if he did not do well after graduation, he could open a surfing club like Yang Yu, or even set up a surfing teaching school. By then, it is estimated that even many universities would you have to ask them to become visiting professors. People are selfish. For the benefits that are within reach, they can go up and take a bite with red eyes regardless of their own safety. And, no, there are so many people in our family. There is strength in numbers. How dare Yang Yu challenge so many of us? Besides, if Yang Yu disagrees, they can raise their opinions with the principal. This Yang Yu doesn't care about the overall situation at all. He only thinks about making money for himself and doesn't think about everyone. They have already fallen into the wonderful imagination of the future. If your little elf learns to surf, a wonderful tomorrow will be waiting for them. Even if something happens later, there are so many of them, and they are all officials of the school elite alliance. The school will take their face into consideration, right? Yan Zhenji was in a surging mood. In his opinion, it was a sure thing that Yang Yu would obediently take the money from them and teach their elf how to surf. Although he didn't know where Yang Yu learned the surfing moves, they with so many people, why are you afraid that Yang Yu can do it alone? Okay, I'll go find Yang Yu tomorrow. Yan Zhenji reached out his hand and slammed it on the table in excitement. Yang Yu, I have something urgent to ask you. I'm at the back of the arena, on the Panchi side. After Yang Yu finished the training class, he saw a text message from Vice President Kang Henan. Vice President, what is so mysterious? Yang Yu looked at Vice President Kang Henan waiting in this dark place with a smile on his face. However, Vice President Kang's face was solemn. SHH, let's keep it down. Kang Henan stretched out his index finger and gestured to his mouth. What's wrong? What's going to happen? Yang Yu also became serious. Some people in the school elite alliance are ready to make a move. They want to use righteous words and high-sounding reasons to make you willingly let your Gyarados teach their elves how to surf. Kang Henan looked at Yang Yu seriously. However, what Kang Henan didn't expect was that Yang Yu would subconsciously spit out the fragrance. Vice President Kang, do they have something wrong with their brains, commonly known as throwing coins? Yang Yu suddenly had the thought of, I didn't study in college but in elementary school. No, compared with elementary school students, this is a shame for elementary school students. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, Ai Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 196. Kang Henan, Vice President of the School Elite Alliance, was dumbfounded. Why didn't Yang Yu feel a little scared? Even if he showed a little nervousness, it would be fine. This is a big event, and many senior officers from the Elite League are participating. I, Kang Henan, am shameless. The dignified and serious atmosphere created by him. Are you here to be funny? Vice President, I'm not telling you. Do the people in the school elite alliance feel so good about themselves? Yang Yu suddenly laughed out loud. It's actually normal for this kind of situation to happen in the school, and it's the same in society. There is strength in numbers. Kang Henan wiped his sweat. Why did he start to feel creepy after hearing Yang Yu's laughter? By the way, Vice President, they didn't say they wanted me to teach for free, right? Yang Yu asked casually. No, the news I got is that they will give you money to teach you, but I don't know how much they will give. Kang Henan answered honestly. He didn't know why Yang Yu asked this. That still has some IQ. Elementary school students know that some things cannot be obtained for free, and it is wrong to get something for nothing. As an adult, you should know some knowledge, right? Yang Yu nodded. Kang Henan looked at Yang Yu speechlessly. How long has it been and you still care about this? At this time, in the dark night, The 2 lines of white teeth in his smile were so dazzling to Vice President Kang Hanan. Don't you know the seriousness of this matter? Vice President Kang, why are you always frowning and frowning? Be careful and you will become bald. Yang Yu patted Kang Hanan on the shoulder, feeling very relaxed. Who am I frowning and frowning for? Isn't it all for you? Kang Hanan seemed to have countless things to say. Why did he feel a bit like the eunuch in The Emperor is Not Urgent, the eunuch is urgent? Depend on. Be happy, don't be so nervous. I'm not nervous, you're so nervous. Yang Yu was a little funny. He had a good impression of Vice President Kang of the school's elite alliance. At least he was sensible and moral. Hey. Kang Hanan had a headache. I don't know if it's because of Yang Yu or because of the IQ of those in the elite league. Anyway. Love it as much as you like. Labor and management don't care. Surfing is a move, how to say, I have a little bit of understanding, Yang Yu said slowly. Kang Hanan, who was having a headache, immediately opened his eyes wide and looked at Yang Yu in disbelief. You just said this to my face with such a feeling? The arena is too small. I wonder if the people in the school elite alliance are out of their minds. By the way, Vice President Kang, I didn't mention you. Yang Yu thought of the senior in front of him, but the real big shot in the school's elite league. Kang Hanan. I guess I'm crazy about surfing. All I can think about is surfing. How can I not be in the water? Yang Yu shook his head and continued, only in the wide rivers and seas, in such a wide space, can there be a prerequisite for learning to surf. Conditions, that is, environment. In other words, it's not that you don't want to teach, but that you can't teach. This is the first time Kang Hanan has heard of such a thing. He has never taught the elf to surf, and he doesn't know how to learn to surf. However, if you calm down and think about it carefully, what Yang Yu said makes sense. The source of surfing moves itself comes from the vast ocean. To learn to surf, several arenas are not enough. These people are so stupid, of course I won't teach them. I won't look in the mirror to see who I am, Yang Yu shrugged. Besides, I'm not a water master. I just let Gyarados learn to surf. I won't do anything to mislead others. It's a lesson for everyone. I have a huge conscience, Yang Yu vowed. Kang Hanan. Can you be a human being and say that your conscience won't hurt when Kodak and Slowpoke come out to collect money? Alipay, WeChat, cash, except bank cards, no one is left behind. He looks like a profiteer. Yang Yu sneered in his heart at this time. Did he really not know the sinister intentions behind these people? Teach them to surf, with their little IQ, and teach them until the end of the year. Yang Yu is not a person who doesn't understand anything. Do you want to slow down his progress? Hee. Sorry, I don't want to talk to people who haven't obtained the Elf Alliance Advanced Trainer Certification badge, so I feel that my level is very low. What? Are you already an advanced trainer? Sorry, I don't want to talk to people who haven't gone to a gym and won their first intro match. What? So why should I talk to other people? Who do you talk to? What does it have to do with you? I'm happy. Yayo, what can you do to me? Don't make trouble, or I'll beat you to tears. I'm not lying to you, I will really make you cry. Okay, Mr. Vice President, nothing happened. It's getting late now. It's time to go back to the dormitory. Yang Yu looked up at the sky. It was a little dark. He should go back to the arena to meet the Salted Fish King and Dai. Dai said good night to Xiao Xiao. Kang Hanan hesitated to speak and could only nod helplessly. However, looking at Yang Yu's leaving figure, I still felt worried. Is there really nothing wrong? Hey, there's nothing wrong with learning. I have to learn to surf. Yang Yu sighed helplessly. His heart was unwavering, and he even wanted to find someone to start a battle between elves. It's best to beat the opponent to tears. Is Salty Fish King surfing something that ordinary elves can learn? Salted Fish King surfing has always been with the main body in front and the giant wave behind. According to the normal teaching method, the first person to reach the attack should be Salted Fish King and not the giant wave. Therefore, first of all, your elf must master the Salted Fish Thrust move. If you don't know Salted Fish Thrust, learn how to surf with a hammer. Secondly, your elf must have extremely strong physical fitness to ensure that he can still open his eyes rationally after being attacked by the Salted Fish Stab move. Note that the person who uses Salted Fish Thrust is Yang Yu's Salted Fish King. That's one move for a high-level elf. It's recommended that no one below the elite level elf learn it. You won't be able to learn it. Forget it, be safe, don't learn from elite level elves, don't watch, you can't learn. Speaking of which, how many high-level trainers are there among the members of the School Elite Alliance? Yang Yu shook his head. He didn't know, and he didn't bother to know, because the Salted Fish King, Dede, and Xiao Xiao were going to bed. Kuei. Hong Kong came out of the arena directly holding Kodak in his arms. Hong Kong, why don't you leave the duck here? Then you can have a good sleep. Yang Yu smiled and prepared to close the door of the arena. I'm afraid it won't get used to it if it stays here. Hong Kong hugged the warm duck tightly, and the order of the words was a little inconsistent. Yang Yu smiled and nodded without saying anything. What happened when we went out just now? Hong Kong asked. Kuei. It's nothing, some people just want to eat a few salted fish spikes. Oh, that's okay. Quack. Pokemon's Character Master. Author, AI Ren Huoqiang Xiao. Chapter 197. The matter of surfing was quickly forgotten by Yang Yu. He was less concerned about that matter than what he would have for breakfast tomorrow. I don't know when Wenren Fangchen will come back. After Gao Mao went to the military camp, there were only two people in the dormitory, Yang Yu and Hong Kong. Without an obese internet-addicted boy who often shouted Hasa CGI, he lost a lot of different fun. Quack 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 quack. The Koda duck in Hong Kong's arms suddenly started tossing around with his head in his arms. Hong Kong didn't notice, and Koda duck broke away. What's going on? Hong Kong looked at Kodak running around in the corridor in confusion, without any clue at all. Has Kodak's headache become serious? Yang Yu looked solemn. Did something happen? I don't know either. I'll catch up and have a look first. The corridor of the boys' dormitory is not long, but after the sound of the duck came, it attracted the attention of many people, and even people from the opposite dormitory building looked over from the balcony. KK ya, are you okay? Hong Kong opened his arms and picked up KK ya again. Quack, quack quack. There was actually hot sweat on the duck's forehead, and its expression was full of worry about the unknown. What's wrong, Kodak duck? I'm here. Hong Kong gently patted Kodak duck's back, allowing Kodak duck's trembling body to slowly calm down due to a headache. Bah! One of KK's trembling hands pointed in the direction of the door of dormitory 403. Where is 403? Yang Yu suddenly thought of something. Hong Kong, could it be that Fang Chen is back? Wenren Fang Chen is back, Hong Kong was a little surprised. How did Yang Yu know? Yang Yu looked at Kodakya suddenly getting a headache and starting to run around in panic, and something came to mind. Not only is Wenren Fang Chen back, he may even have brought back a super-type elf. This super-type elf is probably not weak in strength, Yang Yu said calmly. Hong Kong on the side was dumbfounded. How did Yang Yu know? Could it be that the Wenren Fang Chen sent a text message to Yang Yu? How is it possible that if Fang Chen wants to send a text message, he will also send one to Hong Kong? It is impossible to only send it to Yang Yu. Did he send you a text message? Hong Kong still asked. No, I guessed it. Let's go to 403 to have a look. Remember to tell Ducka not to be nervous. Wenren Fang Chen should have gained a lot A smile appeared on Yang Yu's face, and he felt faintly in his heart to the point where you might have guessed the correct answer. Hong Kong still found it hard to believe why Yang Yu looked so sure. Could it be that his true identity was the human form of a super elf? Can you even use moves to predict the future? Quack quack quack. Kodakya hugged his head tightly. Yang Yu and Hong Kong were at the door of 403. At the same time, Kodakya's headache slowly subsided, which made it regain its expression. Will you open the door? Yang Yu smiled and pointed at the door lock. Yang Yu, again, you should do it. I have to take care of Koda Duck. Hong Kong hugged Koda Duck tightly, and the warmth from Koda Duck seemed to give him some support. Come out, Wenren Fang Chen. Yang Yu opened the door. Oh, I just saw this a few days ago. Before, the person standing at the door of 403 was a duck holding his head and looking confused. Now, standing inside the door, was also an elf, but he actually wore a pair of sunglasses on his face. Something. The face is shaped like a fox, with two long yellow beards hanging powerfully on both sides, the pointed ears are somewhat long, and there is a red five-pointed star pattern on its forehead. It has a thick and long tail behind it, brown leather-like armor on its shoulders, thick limbs, and 3 fingers with sharp nails on its hands and feet. The most obvious one is the silver spoon held in its right hand. This is Yang Jila. Yang Jira. Hong Kong opened his mouth wide and stared at the elf that appeared in the dormitory in disbelief. Obviously, Yang Yu's previous prophecy was right. At this time, behind Yang Jira, a familiar figure wearing sunglasses slowly walked out. At the same time, next to the boy, a familiar elf wearing sunglasses appeared. Wenren Fang Chen. Kami Turtle. Kami Kami. Yang Yu, Hong Kong, long time no see. Wenren Fang Chen took off his sunglasses and coolly hung them on the open buttons of his shirt, with a bright smile on his face. Wenren Fang Chen. Wenren Fang Chen. Haha, I'm back. Yang Jira slowly walked outside the door and gave up his position. Wenren Fang Chen walked up and gave Yang Yu a bear hug. At the same time, he looked at Hong Kong behind Yang Yu. There is also the Kodak duck in Hong Kong. Hey, Hong Kong, long time no see. Hong Kong put down the duck, then rushed up and hung directly on Wenren Fang Chen. Haha, Wenren Fang Chen, you are finally back. What time is it? You have been absent from school all day today, got it? Come on, let's talk first. Haha, it feels so good to see you too. Wenren Fang Chen put away his sunglasses and pulled Yang Yu and Hong Kong through the door without any pretense. Let's go. Yang Yu and Hong Kong happily accepted. Kuei. Kodak raised his head and looked at this strange elf. It has never seen such a thing as sunglasses. At the same time, I have never seen Yang Jiro before. Kuei. Yang Jiro was about to go back to the dormitory, but when he turned around, he suddenly saw an elf here who didn't look very smart. Yang. Kuei. Kodak tilted its head and circled around Yang Jira. It seemed that it had never been so interested in other elves. This elf was so strange. Yang Jira narrowed his eyes. He didn't understand what this yellow duck was doing. Was there something wrong with his brain? Kodak duck looked left, right, raised his head and looked up and down, but still had a quack expression on his face. Yang Jira felt a little tired. After thinking about it, he directly put the Kodak around his waist with one hand and led this strange elf into the door of 403. Quack 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 quack. Kodak feels like he can't move. Click. The door is closed. Then Yang Jira sighed and gently put the elf down. Caring for Kodak starts with me. Quack quack quack. Kodak feels like he can move again. Lao Wen, did you really not send any text messages to Yang Yu before you came back? Hong Kong couldn't help but say. Of course not. Seeing that there is no one in the dormitory, don't I want to give you a surprise? Wenren Fang Chen said with a smile, "What's the matter, asking this question? I'm not biased, I didn't send it to either of you." "Then how did Yang Yu guess it?" Hong Kong muttered, looking in the direction of Yang Yu in disbelief. "What?" Wenren Fang Chen was curious. "Please vote."